How you feeling?
Great.
Good?
Yeah.
So what do you think about when you're here in MGM Grand Arena? I think you got a couple experiences here.
First of all, what's up, guys? How are you? This is... I fight on this arena twice. And, it's like... It's not good place for you to joke too much, It's like,
It's not a good place to joke too much. So,
with me.
Oh, for you? For you not to joke or for me not to joke?
No, for you to joke with me. Even it's not cagey, it's like
Right.
It's a little bit still dangerous.
So am I safe though, or is there still a chance that there's danger for me?
This depends on you.
This is depends. Okay, so how many of you have seen him fight many times? How many guys have seen the fights with him? Okay, we can talk about the fighting, but we were having conversation in the back, and you had a chance to meet my father. You met my wife. You met the kids. You met the family. You met the friends. My relationship with my dad is very, very important to me as a father and a son, and I come from the Middle East as well. What role did your father play in your life, in the way you look at life?
My father was for me is like, he was, first of all, he was my father. Second, he was my coach. And we spent all my life, I spent time with him. Even when we was on training camp, like, it was like at home, at the gym, like everywhere. I was with my father. And he was like my friend, it was like very, very close relationship with him, and the father was like everything for me.
He was in the military, and he was very much a disciplinarian when you study kind of what his background was. Was his style of father, relationship with you, was he a friend from the beginning, or was he first trying to discipline you, turn you into a man, and then became a father-son friendship? Like, was he a guy that would say, "I love you, son"? Would he kiss you on the cheek, or would he kiss you on the head? Was he like that kind of a father? Was a lot of discipline?
It's like in our culture, it's very hard to hear from father, "Oh, I love you." It's very hard. It's because it's our culture, but we show our kids, "We love you." It's like, I talk about when I was like 15, 16. Of course, when I was like baby, he said to me, it's a lot, but when you become like 15, 16, when you become like man, it's like I say like before, it's like a lot of people joke with me. It's like love make your heart weak, It's like, what I'm talking about? Not agree?
Do I what?
You are not agree?
Do I not agree?
Yeah.
I think I agree.
No, I talk about like love make your heart weak.
Yes.
No?
Love make your heart weak?
No, I'm joking. Right?
Okay, by the way, there's one thing about the Khabib I got to tell you guys on the back. You see him, you think he's very serious, but there's a very low-key, underground, funny side to you. The people that are close to you, do you have a sense of humor, or is like, do you keep that to yourself?
It depends, like how I feel energy.
Okay.
Like if I feel good energy with you, I can joke.
I respect it, because go back to with Pops.
Yeah, it's like when I was like growing, like I realized like father is my like real friend. Like when I was like 15, 16. Before that, I was thinking like, why this guy pushed me too much? It's like too much training, wrestling with the bears, like animals, like doing all this stuff. And I was competing in all sports, amateur, like freestyle wrestling, Greco-Roman, grappling, like combat sambo. Like I was competing in everywhere, like judo. And like when I become like 15, 16, I become like very close with father. I realize like his system, I understand what he wants from me. I understand like everything, and we become like very close. Before that, maybe because of like different of age, or maybe I was like teenager, like I don't know. Before that, I was like, of course, I was following all his rules, but most of the time I was disagree with him. And like 15, 16, I realized there is no freedom speech between you and your parents.
There is no freedom of speech.
No freedom of speech.
How old were you where you're kind of like, You know what? A lot of this stuff my dad's been telling me has been right. You know, when I thought he was wrong, this guy knows what he's talking about. Was there a moment for you there, or was that around the 15, 16 age?
No, it was like around 15, 16.
15, 16 age.
Maybe 14, I don't remember, like 14, 16. Like,
Makes sense. And what were some of the values you picked up from him? Meaning, like, was there a set schedule? Was there like, you got to do this, you got to be respectful, you got to train? What were some values? Because it's very obvious when I watch you, or even in interviews, or even the way you fought Conor, which we'll get into here in a minute, it's extremely obvious there is a couple things no one can disrespect with you, whether it's your faith and your father. In order to have that kind of loyalty, everybody has it, but to have it the level that you have it, there's got to be a certain level of admiration. What were some things your dad taught you that stuck with you at a young age?
it's like about me, like all my life, I have schedule, I have rules, I have discipline. And for me, it's all about numbers, I have to do most of them, like all things, like on time. Like you have to wake up on like 6, 7, you have to train. After you come home, breakfast, go school, come back, do homework, train, come back, eat, sleep, repeat. It's like this. Like a lot of people think like to become world champion, to become the best in the world, it's not easy things. You have to be like you have to be focused on all your life. It's like, it's about sacrifice, like about 30 years. Like next month, I'm gonna be like 35. I find myself on mats when I was like 3, 4. I don't remember like exactly what, but I beginning walk on the mats because when we was living in village, my father opened first gym in our house, and he begin train like guys from village. I was like 3 or 4 years. And since that time, like all my life, I was training by my father, and no day off. I remember like all my life I was in the gym, and of course, father teach me like my religion. Father teach me discipline, rules, and number one things it was respect. You have to respect gym, you have to respect coaches, you have to respect your sparring partners, you have to respect all people. You cannot fight in the street because you know how to hurt people. It was like all about respect. And when somebody tried to like bully me or disrespect me, and this is not good idea, I think.
How old were you when the first time you knew you were dangerous? Like meaning, like for a person to fight you, like you have access to certain skill sets that could really hurt somebody?
I think it was 17 or 18.
Got it.
That time, because I'm from Dagestan, and we have traditional like most of the old kids, they train like doing some martial arts like wrestling, boxing, judo, like whatever, but everybody train. Even like when you go to the school, in your class you have like 15 people like who can give you a hard fight. It's like become competition every day, go to school and come back. But I grew up with my brothers, and they all was training, and I have big support always. But anyways, like when you fight alone, and it was like big experience to growing in Dagestan, like between like 13 and 20th. I remember it was like too much fight in street. And when I was like 17 or 18, like I realized I can really hurt people. And I remember like father told me like, you cannot fight in street because I teach you all life how to become world champion. And when you become 18, 19, when you can hurt people, you have to control yourself. It's very dangerous. This is almost same thing like gun. You have gun and you have to control yourself. And around like 17, 18.
Yeah, I was asking you in the back, I said, I can only imagine if somebody just sees you, maybe they don't recognize who you are, and they had one too many drinks, and they try to pick a fight with you, and what you tell them. Has that ever happened? Where somebody doesn't know who you are?
A couple of times happened here in US, but my hometown, like they all know me. It's like almost like I never have problem. Like, but here a couple of times I have that.
What do you tell them? Do you say?
I tell them, brother, I can smash your face. Like, You have to calm down.
You just tell him very straight up.
It was 2012 when I just moved to California, when I just signed with UFC. My English was not good, and it was between my gym and hotel. It was like 5 minutes walking, and it was like supermarket. And every day I go inside, buy something, come, and one old lady on casa, she know me. And I was waiting on the line, and one drunk guy, he tried to bully me. He's like, was maybe 35, on that time, like 35 to 40. He was big guy. And he tried to bully like everybody. He was drunk. And I told him, brother, you have to be careful. Like, because it's not good idea to joke with me.
Did he believe you?
No, he just stopped and he realized this is real talk. And he left me alone.
He left you alone. I love it. Khabib, was he selling you the dream that one day you're going to be a champion where you wanted to do it? Or was he setting the expectation, here's what you're going to do? Do you know what I'm asking? Like, was he saying, imagine one day you're going to be a champion, you're going to hold the belt, you're going to be so proud? Or was he saying, no, as a family, this is what we do. Out of our city, we're eagles. What was he selling you?
No. It's like since like first day I signed UFC, like in my mind, I was UFC champion. Like it was no way somebody can stop me. And father always told me, only one thing can stop you if I think it's like lucky punch. Otherwise, if you're not gonna stop train like you train now, if you're gonna still focus, I don't think somebody can stop you, because you can wrestle, you can punch, you can do all these things all night. You know, you have good conditioning, you have big heart. I think you can become world champion. Just you have to be focused. And not only just he say, I truly believe this too. You know, it's like I was inside my heart. I was I was competitor. Like even now, I still I believe I can beat like anybody in the world. Even now, I'm not old. A lot of people forget about why I retired. Not because I become old. It was because I lost my father because he passed away, and I don't want to do this without him. And that's why I stopped. Not because I become old. I'm only 34 years old. You know this. You check my birthday and
September 28, 88. Yes.
Yeah. Like I was competitor since since when I was born. You know, many people they train like 10, 15, 20 years. They have good skills. They know how to wrestle, punch, kick, everything. But inside, they are not warriors. They are professional, but they are not warriors. You know, when you're professional and you inside your heart you are a warrior, these kind of people can become champions and defend their title, like being the best in the world.
I want to come back to that. I know when it comes down to athletes you like, you're a big, I believe, Muhammad Ali fan. I think you're a Michael Jordan fan, and I think you like Ronaldo. If I'm not mistaken, those are some of the athletes you like, right? And in an interview, you know, hey, if you could meet anybody, who would it be? You said Michael Jordan, right? And then you said when you were doing your documentary, I believe you said, one of my friends told me to watch The Last Dance. He said, I already knew he was the greatest, but I didn't know his whole story. Then when I watched The Last Dance, I really realized who he was, and I wanted to meet him. So it's a tricky question for you, okay? I don't want this to lead to a fight, but I'm going to ask you.
Go ahead, let's go.
Michael wins 3. You seen all 10 episodes?
Then he loses, then he wins 3.
Then he loses. No, he wins 3, then his dad dies, and he retires.
Okay.
He retires, and then his second drive was he made a comeback because it was to fight for him on his second time around of coming back. You're a very intuitive guy. When you watch that documentary, that scene when he comes and he holds the thing and he's on, you know what I'm talking about, when he's on the floor in tears crying, did any thought cross your mind to say, like, what if I come back one more time? Dad, should I come back? And did that ever cross your mind?
Like, first of all, I am not Michael Jordan. First of all. And of course, I watched this documentary, and it's like best ever I ever watch. I don't know, like I think many people here they don't watch this because here's like all business people, it's like they all talk about money. And about Michael Jordan, I think like this episode, like this moment, it's really touched my heart. It's really touched my heart, and no, I don't think so. I don't think
why
so.
not?
Like because I don't know. A lot of things come to my mind. Like first of all because of my mother. And but I don't think so. I don't think so leaves a little bit of open, though. It's not 100%. I don't think so. You said I'm not Michael Jordan, right? Did you say I'm not Michael Jordan because you want to say I'm living my life and that's my life, that's his life? Or are you saying I'm not Michael Jordan because you want to say like I'm not as great in my game as he was in his game? What do you mean by I'm not Michael Jordan? Now you play game with me?
I am playing games with you. It's what I do for a living. It's my job.
I think, like mentally, we close. Maybe he's better, maybe because I'm his fan. Maybe that's why.
Because you're what?
Because I'm his fan. Maybe that's why I think he's better. And but I'm sure we close. Everything what he say, everything what he was doing on this. All these episodes, like this is I have this, and about comeback, I'm not sure. I'm like, no makes sense. No, for me, no makes sense. Maybe fans, of course, people wanna see this. People wanna drama. People wanna like this movie keep continue. It's like right now I'm full. It's like, But he have no choice about one thing. He's a man and he's gonna train. You have to be strong.
Zero compromise.
Zero complaint, and he's like almost 6, and he train every day, and there is no choice. He's gonna train because if you're man, you have to be strong.
Khabib, absolutely. Question for you. What do you think in America? There's a lot of weird things going on with parenting, kids, what they're teaching in schools, and we'll get into that here in a minute. But what do you think is a father's role in a son's life, and what is a father's role in a daughter's life? Do you think those are two different roles?
I think so. I think it's like completely different.
Please.
First of all, like about schools, our kids spend first of all, they sleep 8 hours, right? They wake up morning, they go to the school, they spend there like 8-9 hours, and we don't know with who they spend time. Maybe these teachers, you don't even know what they're thinking, what they have on their mind, and you let them to give education to your kids. It's very dangerous. If you not agree with these teachers on your life position, but you let them teach your kids, and when they become 16, they become like you. Don't work. You have to control who teach your kids, and a lot of people miss this. And it's like a lot of crazy people, they're working in school too. And they give education to your kids. But if you talk one-on-one with them, like, you're not gonna spend with them even 5 minutes. but they spend with your kids 8 hours every day.
What a
You know,
point.
it's like very dangerous things.
Yeah.
You have to control this. And about son and daughter, of course, we are not same. This is what I think, because woman is different, man is different, and I think man is like my son. Like what I teach my son, I cannot teach my daughter. I'm like completely different with daughter and son. Maybe I'm a little bit strong with son, but I'm very open with my daughter, and I don't know. I just a couple years ago become father, brother. Why you push?
What do I know?
You bring your army back home. You have so many kids. Like, I think you have more experience than me to talk about this.
A very technical question for you. I know you're a math guy, and this one may be a tough question for you. If you're uncomfortable answering this one, I'm totally okay with that. In America, we have a few hundred genders. How many genders do you guys have in Russia? Just very. I know you're a math guy, that's why I'm asking. I think maybe there's a.
Like. Here is like I see only woman and man. There is no between.
Got it.
No between.
That's good.
Man, the kids.
You know,
This is like. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's like first time in my life, couple weeks ago, and I was in California. I was like on coffee shop. It's like, I really want to go bathroom. It's like, can I go bathroom? Okay, they told me code, and I'm coming like 2 bedroom, all gender, all gender. It's like, what is this? Where I have to go? First time I see it, like I stopped, like I stayed like 5 seconds there, like. Where's woman? Where's man? I locked the door. Anybody inside? It's like, okay. It's like, I don't know, but I grew up in very traditional place, with very traditional family. I'm very happy with this. Like I am from big mountains, and we have only 2 gender.
well, listen. That's in the mountains. But when you live in cities in America, there's like 40, 50 genders. Because here, math is like very important to them. So they kind of want to mess with it.
Like I have to be careful.
You have to be careful here. You see numbers from us. We're not in Russia. We don't go to Russia. You see approval rating, saying Putin's approval rating is 80+%. Why do you think people in Russia love him so much? What is it about him that people in Russia love?
It's like in Russia, it's like if you have very small things, people happy. There is like people don't make like 5,000-10,000 a month. It's like I talk about dollar, not rubles, and it's like I don't know like where I'm from. Like from Dagestan. I'm from Dagestan. We don't need too much. Like Dana asked me, brother, why you never ask me how much I'm gonna pay you to come back? I said, brother, it doesn't matter even if you give $100 million, it doesn't matter for me. You know why? Because I'm from Dagestan and we have traditional and we have like when we talk with our mothers, it's everything for us. This is everything. Like I was talk with my mother, we make decision, we make the plan. It's gonna be my last fight. Like finish. Like it's hard question, but we completely different people, I think, because I was living there. I'm living in US since 2012, like more like 11 years. I know US people's like mentality. I know Russian people mentality. It's like completely different people, and but I really like people here. not only Russian people. I really like US people too because they all so nice people. They don't care about what happening in politics, games, everything. Like in regular, like people, like I go outside, like this is only place where I can go outside by myself, drink coffee, sit like alone. It's like this is only one place. Even in Russia, in Dagestan, in like Middle East, in Europe, I cannot go nowhere because all the time people bother me. But this only one country, I can wear whatever I want, cover myself, no mask. I go to the Starbucks, sit 1 hour, drink coffee, and enjoy with my life.
I love it.
This is only one country. And there is, if you want to bring me like to political games, I have chance to become like big political, like working like this, but I don't want this. And everybody know this. I want to stay away from political because politics, things never stop. It's always change. It's always never stop. It's like, it's going to be always some problems, these things. I just want to be like a regular human, If I can people, I'm going to help people. And I help people. If I cannot, brother, everybody have limits.
Yeah.
Even you, me, everybody. I was best in the world, but I have limit. Like with money, with our eyes, with our power, God give everybody's limit. Even if you have $150 billion on your bank account, even you, Zuck Zuckerberg, is gonna be Elon Musk, who's richer than you. It's like everybody have limit, And I don't wanna play politic games. I don't wanna do this. I just wanna help people, inspire people,